Hey guys. Today I thought we would do some houseplant chores together. So if you have any houseplant chores, maybe we could do them together while you watch this video. That's fun, right? We can like hang out. Hang out without really hanging out. Perfect. Anyway, I do have a lot of houseplant chores to get done, mostly watering, some like removing dead leaves, cleaning plants, spraying them down, that kind of a thing. Hopefully this video will be like long enough that you guys can get some plant chores done as well. But yeah, before we get into all of that, please thumbs up or thumbs down this video, letting me know if you like this type of content. Please leave a comment down below with any fleeting thought that comes out of your little head nut, or I mean your big head nut. And then also please watch this video all the way through, maybe click on to another video or two and watch those as well. It is very, very helpful for me and my channel, so I really appreciate it. Okay, let's take care of some plants. Oh God, ignore my laundry. It's folded. Mostly folded. For any of the plants I'm watering here, I'm gonna be watering my Jade Satin Scindapsus. I am using my liquider water. I do have a coupon code with them, an affiliate code. I get like a little bit of a kickback from it. It is HarleyG_25 for 25% off your order, your liquider order. So if you wanna give it a shot, there's my code to give it a go. Even if you don't use my code, I recommend them. So yeah, it's just a little extra way to support my channel if you're buying liquider anyway. Anyway, that was a little bit of a rambly thing. Oh gosh, am I gonna be able to get up here? Okay. There we go. For a while, ever since I've had the baby, I was like really sad. I am not sad anymore. If I'm seeming a little bit extra in this video, it's because I'm like really starting to feel happy and feel like myself again, like an individual again. Okay, I added some water into there and it's gonna soak it up, but now it has some yellow leaves. So if I seem a little bit wild, I don't know. I felt very boring lately, and I'm finally like finding my personality again, rediscovering myself, which I feel like I had to do after I had Kai also. So maybe it's just something you go through with each child. I mean, those of you with more than 2 kids, let me know if that's something that happens all the time, or even like 1 kid. Did that happen to you? Because to me, I totally lost my identity. I started to rediscover myself, and then I got pregnant again and had to start from scratch, which is really, I do not recommend. Kids are worth it, but I do not recommend. Personally. Yeah, I don't know. That's just where I'm at. So I just have all this like pent up energy. If I'm starting to seem more like myself, that's why, you know, that's why. It took a long, long time. But anyway, enough about me. How are you? What have y'all been up to? Let's have a little like catch up. Maybe that's what you could leave a comment about. Tell me what's new in your life or how you're feeling. I am like starting to do things for myself again, whereas I'm sorry if this kind of talk like bugs you, but it's just the reality of my life right now. Like my life revolves around my kids, my family, that kind of thing, like trying to rediscover myself. So that's where my brain is a lot of the time. But anyway, I have definitely like started doing things just for myself. So of course my family is always in the back of my mind, but I am starting to get to the point where I'm like, hey, I need to take care of my well-being and my like happiness too. So I did just book a trip to Costa Rica with my sister, who's been living in South Korea for the last year. She gets home really soon. We decided to go on a trip together. We chose Costa Rica. So yeah, I did just book that, and it's for 10 days, which yes, it will be so hard to leave the kids, but I just think that's kind of what I need right now. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably cry every night because I miss them. And oh God, whew, I just had a heart attack, just about anyway. And the other thing I decided to do is I've actually decided to apply for Survivor. I love that TV show, and I decided I'm just gonna do it. Why not? So actually, if any of you watch Big Brother, one of Ryan's friends is on this season, and we've been watching it, and I was like, you know what? It's really cool that he just like decided to go for it. So I'm like, why am I not? Why am I holding back? I should just do it. I've never really been someone to not do the things I want to do. I've definitely always been someone to like go for it, and the mindset of you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Like I definitely had FOMO, so I've just always gone for it. So it's been weird that lately I haven't, but you know what? I would love to be on Survivor, so I'm gonna do it. All right, this lemon lime philodendron is very, very thirsty, very, very top heavy. But I actually have to water this one in a sink, so let's go bring it to the sink. Anyway, my plants are also beginning to do better. So like really, I don't know, my mental state really impacts every other aspect of my life, of course, but especially my plants. Like I can tell how well I'm doing by why did my mind just go blank? I don't know how to word it. Like by how well I can keep up on my like daily, my chores. Or plant keeping really doesn't feel like a chore to me. Well, okay, when I'm in a sad place, it does. If it's feeling like a chore and I'm really having to force myself to do it, that's how I know that I'm like, okay, maybe you need to do something for yourself. That's just how I can tell where I'm at mentally. And mentally lately, I have felt very on top of things and like I'm able to accomplish the small tasks of life. Feels good. Feels good. Here I said I was gonna shut up about myself and I'm still talking about myself. I feel really annoying in this video and I just know some people are gonna say that I'm being very annoying because I already get that comment even when I don't feel annoying. So that's gonna be exciting. I'm kind of all over the place, I guess. This is my Peperomia persiliata, which I talked about in my hard plants video. I still feel the same way. Like I really, really love it. And I think it looks good there. It's not like the worst looking plant ever, but you can definitely see that it's a little bit of a struggle for me based on the top of the plant. That's where it has mostly lost foliage and yellowed and stuff. And not the hardest plant, like I said in that video, but definitely not like easy either. I need to go refill. This plant is a Peperomia, what are you, Hoffmanii? I want to say. Yes, Peperomia Hoffmanii, which also we have had our disagreements. The front looks amazing. Clearly back here, it's not getting enough light, so that's what's going on, but I am like pleased with it. I think it's thirsty. Oh, maybe not. It's not thirsty. The soil is wet. I'm glad I didn't go ahead and water that. But look at how cute it looks right there. I really wish that I got along better with Peperomia. They're doing okay. My variegated watermelon Peperomia, on the other hand, is not. Since we're bottom watering this plant, it made me have a thought. So I've been thinking a lot about how people are, okay, a comment I get a lot about bottom watering is people saying bottom watering actually, like there's no benefit to it. The plant isn't actually sucking up the water. Clearly the plant isn't like drinking through a straw. Well, the roots are kind of like straws. But it clearly isn't drinking through a straw quick enough to absorb the water from whatever like bottom dish, saucer thing you're using. So when people say the plant is soaking up whatever water it means, I know I've said that a lot of times. I don't mean the plant itself. I mean the substrate of the plant, which if you're adequately watering a plant, you are completely saturating all of the substrate. So when I say, or I think when most people say, oh, the plant's soaking up the water it needs, they more mean the plant as a whole, not like the actual plant itself, but the plant substrate in the pot is going to be able to absorb what it needs, and you don't really have to worry as much about if the substrate is completely saturated. Truthfully, it kind of irks me when people say bottom watering isn't good because the plant isn't actually absorbing all of that water. Well, no, it's not, but like the plant as a whole. But people who say that about bottom watering, I think are just like taking the words too seriously, because like whether you top or bottom water, the substrate has to absorb the stuff fully. And personally, in my opinion, bottom watering just makes it easier for the plant to completely saturate, or for the substrate to completely saturate it, AKA the plant has all of the water it needs and will be able to drink what it needs. Which honestly, I don't know, like I don't care if people want to bottom water or not. I'm not trying to force anybody to bottom water, but I do get that comment a lot lately. I'm not sure why. I'm not thinking that the plant is actually sucking up through its little root straws that water that quickly, but the substrate definitely is. So that's just my opinion. Here's my thing, like there definitely is a more correct way or as close to perfect way to care for your plants, but I do think that our own like human tendency plays into it. So is bottom watering the most correct way to care for your plants? I don't know, for me, it makes it a lot easier to make sure that I am adequately saturating the substrate. So I don't know, that's just why it kind of bugs me when people say that. Like, I'll be honest, to each their own. If you don't want to bottom water, then don't bottom water. It's as simple as that, you know? But don't say, oh, you're doing it wrong, because guess what? You're probably doing something wrong also. But as long as the plant is alive and growing and, you know, doing its thing as a plant, as plants should, then I don't really think anything is wrong. And I do think that where plants like aren't meant to grow indoors, like technically anything isn't right. You know, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but the only right way really for a plant is to be rained on, to soak up water from the ground or whatever from rain. I don't know, it irks me a little bit, I'll be honest. And I don't know where like that whole thing is coming from, because I never really used to get comments like that. And now all of a sudden I get a bunch of them. Where is it coming from? Why are people suddenly so anti bottom watering, or like so heated about that specific wording? And that's what I will say. Like, it's not even necessarily comments about bottom watering being wrong or right, really. It's more that phrase, or I don't know, that description of it, I guess, that people are all get their panties in a wad about. And I mean that in a nice way. I don't mean that in like a rude way. I'm not mad about it. It just annoys me a little bit, which is fine, right? I don't know. We all have our things that bug us. Okay, so guess what? These are my last plants that needed to be watered. And then we can go down into my grow tent. Wow, that was easy. That was not bad at all. That was all my plants. Okay, so here's my grow tent, which you guys, oh, let me adjust you a little bit. Well, okay, some of you are always asking for a grow tent tour, which I'm filming today. So I'm not gonna go too much into anything in here, but I do have one like chore type thing I wanted to get done. Let me move some stuff around and I'll bring you on, I'll bring you on in here. I think you'll be able to see, hopefully, right here I have my Stromanth Trio Star, and it does get neglected in here. It's not super happy. It's not any happier in the grow tent than it was living out in like my regular home environments. So I am going to move it out of here. It takes up quite a bit of space right here. First, I thought we could clean it up so you can see there is all sorts of dead leaves. I just think the light might be a little bit too strong in here. There is a light strip. It's just barely out of view of it's just right up there, but I do think that makes it a little bit too strong for this plant. I'm going to go ahead and move this into my filming room, which I think I've shown before here. And I just have a bin on the ground here to throw everything I cut off into. I am going to be cutting it down quite a bit. I want to get rid of any of these like yellowish looking leaves, definitely all these dead ones at the bottom. So we will start there. Any just not super great looking leaves so that it can start fresh, more fresh in my filming room. And hopefully that'll give it what it needs. I do think it'll be a lot happier there. And like I said, I'm not sure which video is going to go up first, this one or my grow tent tour. I have a lot going on in here. It is going to be a very honest grow tent tour because I am in the process of like moving things or whatever. And I was like, oh, I just kind of want to wait for it to be perfectly set up to do the tour. But then you know what? No, I'm going to show you how it is right now. So you can see like, I don't know, the real life of my grow tent as it stands. So, I mean, it's not in like terrible condition. It's just, it kind of needs to be cleaned. I do kind of a semi-annual deep clean of it where I pull everything out, wipe down all the surfaces, all of that kind of a thing, reorganize. And I have not done that this summer, which I definitely need to. I mean, I will get around to it eventually. I don't know, I just kind of wanted to show you the tour right now so that, you know, yeah, it stays like fairly clean, well kept in here. But you know, like spills happen, dead leaves happen, leaves fall off, dirt falls everywhere, sphagnum moss falls everywhere. So I don't know, I just thought it would be like a good real life view of like what to expect with a grow tent. And of course it doesn't have to get dirty. That's just being real with the time I have in my life. Like I can't clean it up every day, you know? I just kind of run down here a lot of the time, get things done, and then move on with my day. So the messes like definitely add up, which is why I think it's important, especially for me, to have those twice, bi-yearly, biannual. Does that mean every 2 years or does that mean twice a year? Cleans, which I am getting to that point. It's just kind of a slow process for me. I have a really hard time making myself do it. Even though I know it needs to be done and it's not that bad once I get started. It's just the anticipation of knowing that I'm going to spend the day cleaning it that I'm like, ugh. It is definitely something where like once I start doing it, it's really hard to do anything else. Like it has to be done before I can really move on to anything else. I can't really just like start it and leave it and go back to it and then leave it and go back to it again and again. Because like once the plants are moved out, they have to be moved back in. So most of these wow, look at all of this. Most of the dead leaves are out. And I think I'm gonna start moving on to the yellow leaves. So you definitely don't have to, but I am going to be cutting these yellowish little boys off. These ones, just kind of a personal preference thing. Oh, look at all that. Put it in my tote. Try to stay a little tidy. I am not a tidy person. I wish I was. I wish I could be somebody that's like doing something and cleans up as I go. And you know what? Sometimes I'm really good at it. Like I've gotten better at that with like cooking and stuff. I've really been liking cooking lately, but I don't know, it really just does not come natural to me. So I kind of go in and out of that. Are you like a clean as you go kind of person, like naturally like that? Are you somebody like me that has to force yourself to be like that? Or do you not care about being like that? I'm curious, because I really think life would be so much easier if I was just that way. Do you think? Probably, huh? And by easier, I mean like tidier. Wow, I'm cutting off a lot of this plant. Wow. Okay, I think I'm done. Well, yeah, I think I'm done. That's good enough for now, right? I mean, I could definitely, yeah, no, I think I'm done. I've already chopped up like most of the plant. Wow, that looks so much better. I love this plant. I really, really do. I've had it for a long time. Like, I think I've had it for 3.5 years now. I had it in my last house when I first moved in there, and I think it's beautiful. I know it's a plant a lot of people struggle with, which, okay, obviously I'm not like perfect with it because I had all those dead leaves and all that yellowing, but I think it looks pretty good. Okay, we're gonna move it into that other room now, which I think I want it to live back here. I wish I had a saucer. Okay, so I do not have an extra saucer. I need to order some more of those, my favorite ones that I'm always talking about. So I have this little plastic tote with some water in it that the plant is gonna live in for now. And when I'm moving a plant out of the grow tent into the regular real world, I do like to keep it super well watered for the first little while. And then I'll kind of ease off on the waterings once I feel it's a little bit more acclimated. This plant is used to being at higher moisture levels, humidity, water, like pretty regularly in the grow tent, and out here it definitely won't be. It's actually really, really dry out here. The humidity is at like 35–40%. So I do think this will help the plant acclimate to non-grow tent regular life. Welcome to the real world, little plant. There's so much in store for you. I mean, it's lived in the real world before at my other house, so it should be fine. Ignore that. We will handle that in my next care vlog. I don't have it in me today. Ryan is on his way home with the boys, so it's about to get real loud and rowdy up in here. So I need to be done with my plant stuff so I can take care of the kids. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.